I'm here to tell you the story of a small city I work in called Karimnagar. Formed on the banks of river Maner, it was made district headquarters in the year 1905 after Elgandal. About 60 years ago, Karimnagar municipality had a population of 35,000 and now it is at 4 lakh. Karimnagar municipality had an annual income of around 1,52,000 rupees, just 1,52,000 rupees. And now it stands at rupees 61 crores rupees. Karimnagar municipality was spread across 11 square kilometers back then. And now it extends up to 65 square kilometers. Clearly, the city has grown in terms of its population, economic opportunities, and its income. Having worked here as municipal commissioner for close to 2 years and now as collector and district magistrate, I've been witness to its growth, exponential growth over the years. Today, I tell you the journey of Karimnagar, but it is just not the story of Karimnagar alone. It is a story of many such growing cities across the world. World over, people migrate to cities in search of education, employment, and economic opportunities. In a way, this leads to unplanned urbanization. And this, coupled with climate change, poses a major challenge to many of the cities we live in. Climate change isn't a distant phenomenon. We shouldn't be under the impression that it affects only the coastal areas or the islands of the Great Pacific. It is right at our doorstep now. It is, unfortunately, as we understand, rapid urbanization makes us more vulnerable to the impact of climate change. We face urban heat islands, the urban flooding phenomena, and the reduction of water quality, and many other such issues. As we all know, urban areas are the economic growth engines of any country. But the cities or the urban areas only thrive when they are sustainable, resilient, and equitable. With these features, they are expected to have the capacity to adapt to the climate change and many such emerging vulnerabilities. At the cost of repetition, I say this again, climate change is not a distant nightmare. Our city roads will be flooded with extreme weather events. We may choke on the air we breathe because it will be so polluted. Our children may not be able to walk to the schools because of oppressive heat. They might witness seasonal dystopian episodes of water shortages. But we, the citizens, can choose. We can choose a different path for our city. And we have chosen. Governments elected by us have taken many initiatives to combat climate change and for the well-being of urban areas. Here in Karimnagar, under Telangana Ko Haritaharam, the urban local body and the state government has taken up a massive plantation drive wherein around 5 lakh plantations were taken up across the city. This is an effort to increase the green cover in and around the city. Along with that, under Mission Kakatiya, 1367 tanks and water bodies have been regenerated and they are at various stages of development wherein there is a clear improvement in the water storage, groundwater levels, and there is enough anecdotal evidence of the migratory birds coming back to the countryside. Large number of soak pits, rainwater harvesting structures have been taken up in the city in an effort to improve water conservation efforts. As part of Swachh Bharat Abhiyan taken up by the Government of India, the urban local bodies, the processes in terms of garbage collection, transport, processing, the systems have been strengthened over the period to improve the city's sanitation. As part of Pattana Pragati program, the open spaces are being developed across the city and the walkability of the city is also being improved. In an effort to reduce the carbon footprint, all the street lights in the city have been replaced with LED, resulting in a reduction of power consumption by almost all 30%. The underground drainage system and also the sewage treatment plant have been commissioned a few years back, which is resulting in the quality of groundwater and also paving way for better public health. The footpaths are being constructed. Around 15 kilometers have come up across the city and another 10 kilometers are under construction as part of smart city projects. Air and water quality monitors and sensors are being erected as part of smart city projects to keep a tab on pollution control levels and also to take immediate remedial measures. Ultimately, it is the people and their participation in governance and planning which determine the character of a city. And there is so much each one of us can do. We can, and let us contribute by participating in improving the green cover. For me, it isn't about space, but about our will and interest. Let us work towards reducing the carbon footprint by saying no to single-use plastic and being mindful of our own resource use. Let us take 5 to 10 minutes every day to segregate our waste at home rather than leaving massive landfills for our next generation. Let us work towards water conservation and also let us transition to clean energy by making healthy lifestyle choices. To me, walkability of a city indicates its health and well-being. It suggests that air is not polluted, that we are mindful of our carbon footprint, and it shows that the civic authorities and people prioritize non-motorized transport. Like I said before, we can choose, and let us choose to have a city where air is pure, where our children walk to the schools on a beautiful rainy day, where we can walk to places where a city exemplifies resilience, sustainability, and well-being. Thank you.